Should you consider drafting Quinshon Judkins? A fantasy perspective on the Browns' rookie running back for 2025. The Cleveland Browns have long been recognized for their strong running game, largely thanks to the talents of Nick Chubb. As they look ahead, the team has brought in Quinshon Judkins, a promising rookie, to potentially take on the mantle of their next star running back. The big question is, can this Ohio State standout make a significant impact in the world of fantasy football? Is drafting Quinshon Judkins a smart move for your fantasy team? Before diving into Judkins' potential as a fantasy football player, it's crucial to note that this analysis is based on the assumption that he will be playing. As of early August, Judkins had not yet signed with the team due to serious allegations of domestic violence. This situation creates a wide range of possible outcomes. On one hand, he could sign and play the entire season. On the other, he might never step onto an NFL field. As you prepare for your fantasy drafts, this outlook aims to provide insight into what Judkins could achieve this season if he is able to play. When I discuss his average draft position, ADP, and whether he's worth drafting, I will also consider the likelihood of him participating in some, all or none of the season. For the past 2 seasons, Jerome Ford has been the Browns' leading running back. In 2023, he stepped up to fill the void left by an injured Nick Chubb for most of the year. The following season, Ford continued as the primary back while Chubb was recovering from that knee injury. Nick Chubb is undeniably one of the most talented pure runners in the history of the NFL. At his peak, he showcased remarkable efficiency, making it seem as though he glided across the field. However, injuries and the natural effects of aging have begun to take their toll. After returning to play last season, Chubb did not perform at his usual high level. Chubb boasts a career average of 5.1 yards per carry, consistently hitting at least 5.0 yards per carry in every season until 2024, when he dropped to just 3.3 yards per carry. Now, at 29 years old and showing signs of decline, the Browns have decided to move forward without him. To fill the gap left by Chubb, the Browns used an early second-round pick to select Judkins, signaling their intent to find a new star running back. It's important to note that while it's highly unlikely Judkins will reach Chubb's level of performance, that doesn't mean he can't still be an excellent player in his own right. In terms of athleticism, Judkins and Chubb share some similarities. Judkins weighs in at 221 pounds and has a speed score of 109.7. While Chubb is slightly heavier at 227 pounds with a speed score of 108.8. With the size of a feature back, one concern regarding Judkins is his role in the passing game. During his college career, he wasn't heavily utilized as a receiver, which may have been influenced by playing alongside Tre'Veyon Henderson, one of the top receiving backs in this draft class. Judkins' highest target share in college was only 6.9%. Additionally, the Browns have also drafted Dylan Sampson in the 4th round, indicating their desire to completely revamp their backfield. While Ford is still with the team, he has restructured his contract to a lower salary to avoid being cut. Check out our free fantasy football mock draft simulator. We can reasonably expect Judkins to take on a significant volume of carries, although this may limit his opportunities in the passing game. In the right offensive setup, this could still be beneficial for fantasy purposes. But is the Browns' offense that ideal environment? The quarterback situation for the Browns is uncertain, with Joe Flacco likely starting the season before potentially giving way to Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, or even Shedeur Sanders. It wouldn't be surprising if all 4 quarterbacks ended up starting at some point during the season. Then, there's the offensive line to consider. Last season, the Browns managed to generate only 0.85 adjusted yards before contact for their running backs, ranking them 22nd in the league, a statistic that doesn't inspire much confidence. When it comes to Judkins' ADP, it's not even worth discussing a specific number at this point. Prior to the off-field incident, he was being drafted around RB26. However, as the season approaches without any resolution to his situation, his ADP has steadily declined. If Judkins was previously being selected in the RB3 range before the risk of a suspension for at least 6 games or possibly missing the entire season, it's reasonable to expect him to fall to at least the RB4 range. Is that a risk you're willing to take? I currently have Judkins ranked at RB43, but I have completely removed him from my draft board. The uncertainty surrounding a rookie running back who hasn't participated in any team activities, especially on a team projected to struggle, makes the risk too high. Frank Amarante's fantasy projection for Quinshon Judkins, with the charges dropped and a suspension looking unlikely, Quinshon Judkins is back in the conversation as a fantasy-relevant rookie with the potential to be a top 24 running back. However, the challenge lies in the fact that he is playing for one of the weakest teams in the NFL, the Browns. The hope is that Joe Flacco can maintain the starting position, which would require the Browns to exceed expectations. Flacco has done it before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. However, the more probable scenario is that Flacco will be benched if the team starts poorly, as they look to evaluate what they have in Shadir Sanders or Dylan Gabriel. In such a case, Judkins would find himself in a low-scoring offense, which would limit his fantasy potential across all formats. There's also the possibility that the Browns will incorporate fellow rookie Dylan Sampson or veteran Jerome Ford into the mix, especially since Judkins has missed valuable training camp time. Given these considerations, I'm opting to avoid drafting Judkins this year.